Welcome everybody to our solar array here in beautiful St. Genevieve, Missouri. I'm Andrew Horstman. I'm the manager of load response with Wabash Valley Power. I was the project manager for this project, and so far so good. It's came off really well. And we'd like to thank a couple people for showing up. Obviously Citizens Electric and any of the directors from Citizens, any Wabash Valley directors, and other local co-op directors. I'd like to everybody give them a round of applause for letting this happen. Thank you very much. I'd also like to thank Tom Grimminger of the St. Genevieve Industrial Development Corporation. They played a key role in this, and Tom will talk a little bit about that. And thanks to all the directors for your leadership. It really helps us get these projects done, gives us good direction, and we're glad to work through your vision. And now I'd like to introduce Tom Grimminger from the St. Genevieve Industrial Development Corporation to say a few words.
Good morning. It's good and loud. On behalf of the St. Genevieve Industrial Development Corporation, I would like to thank Wabash Valley Power for selecting the St. Genevieve to be part of their solar power initiative. Over a year ago, when we were first informed of the project, our board felt very adamant about landing this project for St. Genevieve County. We had strong competition from our friends to the south. Our board feels that this project will send an important message to both future and current businesses in St. Genevieve. Savings on power means higher profits for our industries. Higher profits means growth for our industries and growth for our community. This project shows the world that there are progressive thinkers in St. Genevieve. We are interested in better and less expensive ways of power generation and protecting our environment. Hopefully this will be the first of many renewable energy projects for St. Genevieve County. Wabash, our power source, supports renewable energy by owning solar arrays like ours, landfill gas generation, and purchasing output from wind farms and biogas generators. Mr. Bartlett, the St. Genevieve IDC will be more than happy to partner with Wabash in the future projects like this. Thank you again for choosing St. Genevieve.
Tom, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Next, I'd like to introduce Van Robinson, CEO of Citizens Electric Corporation.
Good morning. I'd like to thank everybody for attending, but I would also like to extend some special thanks today. I'll get that a little closer. First, I would like to thank Wabash Valley as well for selecting Citizens as one of the host collaboratives. Next, I would like to thank the St. Genevieve IDC for supplying the land for the solar array. Obviously, that's a pretty important piece. And then last, I'd like to thank some supportive neighbors. As we all know, anytime you get ready to do a project, you sure hope that your neighbors are happy with it, supportive. So the two folks that I'd like to recognize, first representing the Zell Country Club Village Association, the president of that, Dan Schaefer. So we thank him and his group. And then Greg Hilbert, the president of the St. Genevieve Golf Club. So thanks for all your support. This solar array is a great example of Wabash Valley's commitment to generation portfolio diversity. That's something that they've preached for years, and it's a good strategy. And as a member of Wabash Valley, Citizens Electric appreciates that all of the above approach that they have taken. Their continued efforts to balance affordability, reliability, innovation, and environmental stewardship. Like other electric utilities, Citizens has heard from our members. They like the idea of renewable energy, particularly solar. And we want to tell those members, we have heard you. What you're looking at behind us shows that. So thanks to Wabash Valley's co-op solar program, our members now can voluntarily participate in a community solar opportunity called Shared Solar. For as little as 99 cents a month, our members can participate in renewable generation that is easy and cost effective. There's no need to invest in and maintain solar panels on your property. You can just simply share in these panels right here behind us with your neighbors and enjoy the satisfaction of promoting carbon-free, sustainable electricity. Also, I'm pleased to announce that our member participation in Shared Solar, so a program that we just rolled out, literally has only been out a matter of days, counts for more than 10% of the array behind us. So our members are definitely getting behind this. If you'd like to know more about that program, call our office, look at our website, or ask any of us today. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Van. I appreciate that. Next up on the agenda, we have Jay Bartlett, CEO of Wabash Valley Power.
It's so nice to be here on such a beautiful day. So I drove through a lot of fog, and it wasn't quite as nice in Indianapolis this morning as it is here. So God's blessed us with a beautiful day, and I'm thrilled to be here. I'm going to talk a little bit, I guess, about what Tom and Van said. I want to really focus in on the importance of sustainability. You, as members of Citizens Electric, own Wabash Valley Power, along with 22 other electric co-ops, and we're in the 3 states that are behind me. Part of the reason for launching these 5 solar sites that started up, as Van said, we're already an extremely diversified power supplier. But what we want our members to know is we are going to be here for the long run. We're going to be affordable, and we're going to be sustainable. And I think the great thing about that means is we won't run out of sunshine, we won't run out of wind, we won't run out of landfill gas. Those are things that are going to go on for ages. And we're going to continue to increase our use of those fuels over other fuels as it's affordable and as it goes along. And I hope that that makes the residents and businesses here feel good. I feel good. We are making pickup trucks, we are making diapers today from solar electricity, from landfill gas, from biogas, from dairies, from an array of wind farms. So I think we're doing our part, and the world is certainly changing from an energy perspective. And I think citizens, I want to thank them for being on the forefront of doing this. We're doing the right thing, and we're doing it affordably, and I think you should be very, very proud of your co-op. I'm certainly proud to have citizens as a member of Wabash Valley. So thank you all for being here today. Oh, and I have one factoid that I forgot. So when we turn on these 5 arrays, they're making enough electricity to run 21,250 big screen TVs. That's what it really comes down to on Sunday, doesn't it? So there you go, 21,250 big screen TVs. But anyway, thank you for having me.
Thank you, Jay. Next up, final speaker, and then I'll wrap things up. We've got Jim Shaw, who is the president of Solential Energy.
Standing in the way of the bar opening. Thanks for being here. So Solential Energy, I'm Jim Shaw, president of Solential Energy, co-partners with Dave Burns, our chief technology officer. So we were selected as the solar developer. So what is a solar developer? So a solar developer is we design, engineer, and construct this array. We turned a bean field into a solar array is what we did. Ta-da! Right. So we thank Wabash Valley and citizens for choosing Solential. The industry is on fire right now. Things from the standard of solar being from the coast are starting to penetrate in all different markets, and ag markets, utility markets, and communities across America. And so this is where we live, and it's exciting to be here. So we want to thank the construction team that we work, project team with Wabash Valley of Andrew and Tom Freshner and Brent. That was fantastic. Also our local partners, Wayne is here, Wayne Schreiber, and More Fence to make this possible. So again, the operational aspect of the system is on now, okay? And we're going to be moving into the operational aspect over the next few years, and we'll be here in the community of St. Genevieve, and we welcome that, and we're excited about that, so thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Jim. I'd also like to thank the IDC. Their cooperation in this project was absolutely phenomenal. They made it happen here at this location. I'd like to thank citizens, the crews, the engineering, the marketing folks. Everybody was interactive with the project. They all did a great job. Everybody at Celestial and their contractors just made this project absolutely seamless. So we're very happy. And now we'd like to do a ribbon cutting. We're actually going to do 2 ribbon cuttings. So the first one is just photo op. But we'd like to get Jay, Van, Tom, go down there by the ribbon, and any citizens, directors, or local directors of Wabash Valley or other co-ops, please join and fill in around them. And then the second one, we'll do a citizens ribbon cutting with key staff and all their people there at the ribbon as well. So, and after that, we will, if you don't want to take part in the ribbon cutting, you're not there, stay here. I'm going to come back up and we're going to do like a Q&A kind of tour of the solar array. We'll answer a lot of questions, give you a bunch of facts.
What we're going to do is we're going to help them cut the ribbon. We're going to help Van cut the ribbon. We're going to count it out. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, smile, cut. We're going to get everybody say we're all together. So are everybody ready? You guys ready? Are you guys ready? Ready. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, smile, cut.
All right, citizen staff, come on up. Ron, looking at you.
Sometimes a little outside.
Count it out again. Are we ready?
Yeah, go.
1,
2, 3, smile, good.
It is.
Have a little Q&A about the array itself. Feel free to mingle if you want or whatever. We'll give you a little bit of facts first. The array size is about 540 kilowatts AC, so that's what it can produce at maximum. And there's several reasons why we hardly ever get maximum on a solar array, and I'll go into that. There's about 2,000 actual panels out here, 9 string inverters. The inverters take the energy from the panel that's produced in DC current, converts it into AC current, and then if you kind of look over here, there's a big breaker panel, 8-string structure. That's where all the inverters are collected, and then it goes into the transformer, the big green box, and up on the lines. So it's hooked right to the distribution grid. That's kind of the basics of how it works electrically. And when I say we hardly ever produce its maximum output, is because the panels would need to have direct sunlight hit perpendicular to the panel for it to actually produce that much. And as you know, the sun's going east to west all the time, varies north to south depending on winter or summer. So we very rarely get the full amount, but we get real close. Middle of the afternoon here, it'll be producing around 500 kilowatts. So it'll be pumping out lots of good energy today. We've been energized here for about a month doing testing. We just got through final testing. So this site is considered commissioned. So it's good to go. It will power roughly 250 homes a year out of this site. It's based on some averages of about 1,000 kilowatt hour home size. So that's about the total production we'll see out of it every year. Let's see what else. Anyway, start asking some questions. Anybody? Yes? All right, so the question is, when a golf ball hits it, do you have to replace the whole panel? The simple answer is yes. We do have 3 with golf ball damage right now. They are still functioning. So what happens, when a golf ball hits it, it breaks the glass. And when you break the glass, now you introduce water into the electrical part. So over time, that electrical part will go down, and then we will have to replace the panel. We're not going to replace them until they actually fail, because I don't want to just take a panel that's working out to have it get hit possibly again. When the panel does go down, it takes out about 19 other panels. So the panels are run in series in little groups. So we won't lose the whole array, but we'll lose a section of it when that happens. Yes?
What's the life expectancy?
Life expectancy of the panels is about 25 to 30 years. And if that's everything stays good, there's no storm damage, that sort of stuff. The inverters themselves, and if you look down the row, in the middle of the rows on the back side, you'll see a box. That's the inverter. Okay, so there's one on each row. The inverters only have about a 10-year lifespan. So every 10 years you got to replace the inverter. Yes.
Do the folks at Citizens Electric notice any difference with this as part of your system?
The question is, do the folks at Citizens notice anything different on their distribution system? I would say right now we're probably too new to know, but we are monitoring. We have several meters here. Citizens has a meter. Wabash has a meter. They have SCADA hooked up, which is a real-time monitoring system. For Citizens, we also have a SCADA system hooked up that we see just for the array itself. So there's lots of monitoring, lots of data being collected, and as we go forward, we're definitely going to be making sure we're a good interconnect with Citizens and not doing any harm to others around, creating high voltage or anything like that. So.
What about for the customers of Citizens? Is there any change in what they're experiencing?
The question was, any customers experiencing change? As far as I know, not at this point, Van. Like I said, we've been up for about a month. I don't think they've had any complaints. But again, we're going to know more throughout the year. It might operate a little bit different in the winter, spring, fall, as we go forward. Yes?
Does it require cleaning, periodical cleaning?
The question's about cleaning, and the answer is it depends. If it gets real dry and dusty, kind of like we've had here, and we've had some rain here recently, no, the rain is typically enough in the Midwest to keep them clean, just because we do get weather. Out in the Southwest, you would be cleaning the panels probably once a year, every 2 years, just because they don't get rain. We did, as you look at our different sites here, the one in Illinois is very dusty. They haven't had rain there since about 1st of August. So you can see the dust on the panels there. Hopefully we get some rain, wash it off. Yes?
The power's already in the grid, is it stored at the substation, or the citizens just using it like you supply?
Yep, so the question is, the energy is going to the grid, where does it go? Does it get stored? Does it get used? The energy has to be used right away. So it does go on the grid, and it goes anywhere it needs to go. So electricity is very fluid. It doesn't get stored up. All of the grid, even nationally, is really balanced by load and generation. So there isn't any significant storage of electricity on the grid. So this energy that this is producing goes out, and it gets consumed at the homes, the golf course, into the substation, down other circuits. It just kind of flows where it needs to go. Yes?
About concerns about hailstorms, the size of hail within this region.
The question's about hailstorms, and the panels are rated for hail. Typically, we don't see much damage, but it depends on the size of the hail, the size of the storm. When the hail comes down, it's usually a glancing blow. If you let the panels are all angled, so the hail will hit and kind of bounce off. The ones that got hit with the golf ball, they look like they kind of came in more direct, like a real direct shot. So we think they should ride out some hailstorms, but if not, it's an insurance claim. It's force majeure, and our insurance policy should cover that. Anything else you guys want to know about solar panels, solar energy? I couldn't have done that good a job explaining. I think maybe another fun fact about solar is that the panels themselves are very temperature dependent. So we always think of solar getting the most production during the summer, and that's really because the amount of daylight we get and the sunning was better on the panels. But the panels actually run more efficient during the winter. They just get less sun to produce. So if we could get daylight hours like we get during the summer with direct sun and about 30 degrees ambient temperature, those panels would just be humming away. But it never works out that way.
So this is your first investment in Missouri. You got plans for other places?
This is our first investment in Missouri. Right now, we built 3 other sites with Cilantro. So we got one in Paris, Illinois, and Peru, Indiana. They're just like this one, just shaped different because of the land, but exactly the same. We acquired the 2 other ones you see there. Right now, that's our community portfolio, and we have metrics in place to when so much of those get sold by our members, we're going to expand. And when we go to expand, we'll probably go through a very similar process of site selection like we did before. Where is there good site? Where is there good interest? And all that. So long answer is I can't say we're going to build more in Missouri or not, but we do have a commitment to build more as the program grows.
You got room for more panels here?
There is no more room for panels here. This site was very constrained because of the creek that runs, I guess, the east and south. And this big area you see here is actually because of the billboard. So we do a year's worth of shading models, and the billboard casts a shadow all the way up to the edge of those panels at some point during the year or during the day. That's also why they're built off from the tree line here to the south. That's for shading. So this site is done. There's no more room here. At a couple of the other sites, we got a little bit of room for expansion at those. Those were at co-op offices and just had wide open land. Yes?
Solar keeps getting to be more efficient. How soon do you think that most people will start to put solar panels on their houses?
Question is about the solar getting more efficient. How soon will people start putting them on their homes? It depends. Solar can get very efficient, but if electric rates follow efficiency and get lower, you're still going to have that same ratio of rate to solar electric, as well as solar is not going to work in everybody's home. If you live in the woods, you live in a subdivision that has covenants, you might not be able to do it. So options like these are really nice in that you can buy solar, get solar in kind of your personal portfolio without actually building it. And I think there's still going to be a need for that apartment complexes. I mean, just think of all the scenarios that you couldn't put solar in physically. We'll have opportunities like this. So even if it gets super efficient, I don't think it's going to be tremendously widespread. My opinion. That's what.
Anything else?
Any other questions? All right, I'm not seeing it. Lisa.
So if someone's interested in more information, what website can they go to?
If you're interested in more information, there's a website, powermoves.com has some information. Also contact Citizens Electric. They'll be happy to help you out. And that's where you can get more information. On Power Moves, we do have a public website that is displaying some of the data from our solar arrays. It's showing near real-time generation, weather. You're able to select the amount of load you see, so you can say, well, I'm interested in buying, 1 or 2 shares. What does that look like? It'll give you those values. It'll give you our entire portfolio of all of our sites. So there'll be a lot of good information there that you can go there, explore. We have some calculators. When I say calculators, they really display things like amount of carbon reduced, cars off the road, trees planted, stuff like that. So a lot of good information there, powermoves.com. I think it's /solar. I don't know if it was co-op solar, but /solar. We'll take you there. All right, well, thank you very much. I think we got the trolley here ready to take you back to the clubhouse.